All right, everybody, welcome back to Observe and Report with yours truly, Mr. Nobody, the guy who has no name because it doesn't matter what my name is. Today, we're discussing the behavior and we're giving an analysis of Jerry Nadler, the chairman of the Judicial Committee. Got to give him credit where credit is due. He's been doing it for years. First elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1992. Wow. And, guys, he has also been the impeachment manager in the Trump Senate trial in 2020. And I just got to say, Jerry, I know you're there. I know either you're there or your wife or whoever you got representing you to listen to this first before you even get a chance to listen. So I'm going to just say something to your representative or secretary or whoever is getting this on your Twitter account or whatever. Just make sure it gets through because I already have this, hashtag with Kamala Harris and she's going to get this too. Just to let you know. So, Jerry, we're getting down to the root causes of some things. And there's a history that you have. Now, as I said, I clearly stated you have a big history. I mean, in 1992, House of Representatives, that's great, Nadler. I'm just saying. I just, with the way things have been going in the last, 7 years, even since back Obama times, right? I've been noticing there's, something in you, man. I just don't know what it is. I'm trying to pinpoint it and it's starting to really show here in your Capitol Hill testimonies as you're doing your job here as chairman. Yeah. And, what's really getting me is how one-sided you are. Now, you're up there. I know you're a Democrat. I'm going to tell you straight out, I'm not a Democrat. And I'm going to tell you straight out, I am not a Republican or a conservative or an independent. I'm a me. How's it going? Do you have a problem with me being a me and telling you the way shit is right now? Because Mr. Nadler, before you even click the stop button, okay, and decide to brush me off and say that I'm just some other lunatic out here. You see, I like to drag things out so that way, if there's anybody else listening, they're just like, what? So let me get your attention. You're done. Because to be totally honest, all this stuff that's been going on here, you as a representative out there, and also you were there during this so-called impeachment or insurrection, as I should call it. You were there too, were you not? So you, in fact, are a witness. You are, in fact, somebody that should be in protective custody during the investigation, which is open at this time, is it not? It's an open it's an open case right now. It's still going, right? So I'm just telling you straight out. There's a lot you don't know, and it is clearly showing in your presentation on how you are handling yourself here. It's I'm totally seeing that you've been behind closed doors, you haven't been getting the information that you should, or you're just too old and too lazy to be bothered to read everything and all the paperwork and all the evidence that's been given you. Now, or it's coming up to your retirement soon and, you're just getting really tired of this. You just want to just get your retirement money. It's up to you. I don't know. I mean, I believe that's your choices there because there is an end to your career coming. And it doesn't look good. It really doesn't because I can see two things happening there, Jerry. Jerry, don't fall asleep on me now, Jerry. Don't fall asleep. Okay? Wake up. because I've got company with me observing this as well and listening in. And they're going to want to hear what you have to say. Because, to be totally honest, your display is disgraceful. I mean, Jim Jordan's there throwing facts and evidence, truth at you, and you still are not seeing the point. I mean, your people are obviously, your other people who are trying to do their thing are obviously screwing up left, right, and center. I'm surprised you don't see it yourself. Okay, I'm surprised you're not sitting there questioning whether or not you should be on the Democratic side. I'm surprised with all the evidence that everybody else has seen. Clearly, you haven't seen. I'm trying to understand what level I'm on and what level you're on, because clearly you're in a position here where you have a job, where you have a responsibility. I'm in a position where I don't have the responsibility as you, and I know more about the situation as you. And so do a lot of the other people. Now, either you're getting too old for this job and haven't realized that you should have a stand-in there with you at this moment because you're traumatized from what happened in January, right? You're not used to that type of stuff, are you? I mean, not to mention what happened in Seattle and all the riots and all that stuff. The Black Lives Matter was pulling and everything like that. Now, you can go and minimize all that all you want, but how do you compare that to the insurrection? How do you compare the insurrection to that? How do you... You need psychological evaluation, A. And I'm sure that there is enough money that there'll be some people that could take care of you for the rest of your life. And, you know, your wife's probably still alive. I'm not sure. I haven't done that much research. I'm a dummy. I'll tell you that. But I'm just going to say it straight out right now, Mr. Nadler. This whole display you've put on, I want you to go back and watch yourself. Don't listen to the shit. Look at yourself and see how much of an idiot you really are. Especially as soon as you get all the rest of the information that you don't clearly know. This is a clear display of somebody who was given a job and is clearly not responsible for it. All one-sided. Doesn't have, you must, look, I understand Nancy Pelosi, you, Chuck Schumer, you guys have your groupies. You know, you guys got your groups, you guys got your cliques, and you're trying to keep that money flow so you can take care of the people that have created their cliques of their own and stuff. I get it, man. What happened back in the 80s? You know, I bet you and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and a few other people probably had a lot of great times together, eh? A lot of parties, maybe late nights, maybe working late. I don't know. What you guys did back in those times, I don't know. But I do know something. That you, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and the rest of you dummies out there are not realizing how much of a net you're caught in right now. The rest of the world's watching you. All of you. It doesn't matter if you're on conservative, Republican, Democratic, Independent. Doesn't matter if you're American, Canadian. Doesn't matter or not. It does not matter. We're watching you. And at this moment, you're on the chopping block and people are taking you apart right now. And it's going to come to a point that you're going to get to a point you're going to say, yeah, these people are right. I'm wrong. I've been wrong through this whole thing. All these people were correct. And you know what, Jerry Nadler? I would like to ask Nancy Pelosi. I think you should ask Nancy Pelosi where Ashley is. Because no body, no evidence of a body or anything like that, just nothing's come of it. Where is she? You see, I'm gonna ask you a question, Jerry. I think you really need to ask yourself something. Okay? When you got into this job, was it for the money and the yachts originally? Was it? I bet it was. And now you're here. And you're going through the apocalypse, and you're part of it. How do you feel? That's my question. Can you look in the mirror and ask yourself how it feels to be part of what the American apocalypse? To actually be the one that's, causing stuff that is not right? Dude, that's a deep hole you're gonna have to fucking scrape yourself out of. I'm glad that's not me.